Pay us what you owe us. It's a powerful statement to make while walking out onto the court for the All Star game. There's no denying the WNBA is having an influx of popularity with rising viewership, attendance, and merchandise sales. Fueled by competitive players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But if we take a closer look at the league's finances, we find that this might not be as simple as just asking your boss for a raise. The reality is, the WNBA has not reported a profit since its inception in 1996, losing $10 million annually, according to former NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Even during the massive increase in WNBA fans that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's rivalry has brought to the league, 2024 still saw an estimated $40 million loss. While the NBA, which owns a significant portion of the WNBA, has subsidized these losses as a long term investment, the fundamental issue remains. The WNBA isn't making money yet. Let's look a little closer at the numbers. WNBA players currently receive 9.3% of the league's revenue, while NBA players receive around 50%. While this is pointed out as an argument for raises, we have to realize there are some differences in revenue streams between the two leagues. The NBA generates billions, 11.3 of them to be precise. That's revenue from massive media deals, sponsorships, and merchandise. This far exceeds the WNBA's revenue of around $200 million. It's also important to mention that there's a difference between revenue and profit. The WNBA's increased revenue is great, but it doesn't automatically translate into profit, or the ability to increase player salaries without impacting the league's financial stability. I'd argue that focusing solely on the percentage of revenue without considering the bottom line makes absolutely no sense. The new media deal starting in 2026 is a big step forward, promising to add $200 million annually to the league. If they had that money this year, they'd be looking at $160 million in profit for the league. However, the league needs to manage these new funds carefully to ensure long-term sustainability and growth. Stuff like marketing, expanding the league to new cities, and improving player amenities like travel and facilities. These investments are the only way to build a league that can support higher salaries in the future. But this will likely mean accounting for every single penny. Finding a balance between increasing player salaries and ensuring the league's financial health is going to be tricky. I would argue that prioritizing infrastructure and marketing would benefit players more in the long run by growing the overall value of the league, which would lead to a larger pie to be shared in the future. But what about moving forward? The WNBA is stuck between a rock and a hard place, with some major potential for growth, but the possibility of a player strike. The ongoing collective bargaining agreement negotiations will be a major part of how this all plays out. Teamwork between the players' union and league officials, with realistic expectations about the pace of financial growth, will go a long ways. The WNBA's success is a shared goal, and achieving financial stability while ensuring fair compensation for its talented athletes requires a precise balance to achieve. If I had any say in the negotiations, I'd recommend two things. First, loosen restrictions on player endorsements, within reason, since this is currently a major revenue source for many of the players currently in the WNBA. Second, offer a portion of the profits. Notice I said profits, not revenue, but maybe a small percentage spread over a much longer period of time, maybe even past some of the contracts. This would help players feel more invested in the long term success of their league. The bottom line is the WNBA's growth is obvious, but its current financial losses mean immediate, large contract increases just aren't realistic. Well thought out investment in infrastructure, marketing, and expansion right now is what's needed to build the league's value. Prioritizing this long term growth will create a much larger, more profitable league, ultimately benefiting players now and in the future, because realistically, that just means more pie to go around.